I'm gonna say no with more strength. Like I'm thinking you're just playing.
I don't say no is no.
No, oh, we had one of those situations.
No.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
No is no. No means no. All
no
right.
means no sometimes. Sometimes pineapple means no.
Oh, child. Hey, everybody on YouTube. We're not on Facebook yet. We're going to have to move this back a little bit because you all can't see our sponsor.
Back in the...
I thought you was going to say back, forth, and forth.
I was trying to make that sound without...
That's not. There we go. Okay. So, as always, for THS Live, the libation. Yes, Kennedy's holding his invisible libation.
It's good.
Indeed. Wow, somebody entered already. Hey, what's up? This is the very last THS Live of 2018. We are about to make our way over to Facebook right now. So give me 1 second. I'm going to go ahead and...
Welcome to the world of healing.
Come on, voice. Welcome to the world of healing.
Smooth operator.
Give it to him. Shaw Gay.
You sure you're gay? I'm positive.
I'm positive. Wait, nope. Nope.
No.
Nope. Mm-mm.
That's not good.
That's not this episode? Okay.
Next time.
Hey, Facebook family. You should receive notification. It's a little hot in here.
Just a little bit?
Just a little bit. It's only because I have on this hoodie, though. So I'm going to be all right. Because the heat, I like the heat more than the cold. So, indeed. No, that's not that episode. Wow. Hey, Edie. Hey, Safi. Okay. Hey, Charlie. So here's the deal. Edie, I don't know if you left already, Edie, but if you're still here, I don't know if you ever listened to the podcast, but I let everyone know during the entire month of December, I've been letting them know about your book and letting them know that that's going to be the very first book for our book club. So in January, we're going to be talking about it. So just FYI ahead of time, I wanted to hit you up, but I was going to wait until January when we began to talk about the book in the Storytellers Book Club. So Storytellers Book Club is exclusively on Facebook. It's a group that I created. However, we will be discussing it on the podcast next month. So shout out to Edie Raphael, my sensei. For all of you who are in here already, and there are lots of people coming in. Hey, everybody.
Oh, I feel special.
We are sponsored, as always, by Libations. See our sponsors right here. For every THS Live, yes. You can actually walk with Libation all over social media. Do they have, let's see, Facebook and Instagram at Libation. Now they have dots in between. I don't know if they actually have dots in between on social media, but you can do it like li.ba.tion. And hopefully Sean will come in here at some point and he'll join in on the conversation as well. So for those of you who listen to this week's episode, we talk about should you take them back? And it started off as a conversation about infidelity, but it became about so much more, pretty much talking about how you should operate within self-love and how you should show up when it comes to that self-love entering relationships or lack thereof. And our guest, you all are familiar with him. That's the reason why I didn't even do an introduction. He's pretty much like the third co-host. Kennedy is here, Miss Fitz. Kennedy is here. So he and I don't remember the last time there were only two people. I think maybe for the very first one, BHW and I may have been the only two.
Oh, that's good.
It's been a minute. I think we've gotten up as much as 8 people.
That's so popular.
Whatever. So I wanted to continue the conversation here on Facebook and on YouTube so that I want to get the Misfits point of view. Now, some of you interacted with me when I posted it on my Facebook page. you know, do you think you could take somebody back if they cheated and things of that nature? The responses varied. There were some people who felt like yes, they could. There were some people who felt like they couldn't. So I want you guys to interact with us. Definitely share your opinions, share how you feel when it comes to it. And we're going to attempt to traverse this topic as respectfully as we can. So
With each other.
Right. I like how when we laughed just now, your head went down, my head went up. Come on, Dallas.
Get out.
Watch your mouth.
Get out.
Anyway. So, the first question that I want to ask you, let's start simple and then begin to make our way. And we can both answer this. Have you, okay, this is a double question.
Okay.
Have you been unfaithful before, you yourself? That's the first question. And the second question would be, have you been cheated on? I'll save the next question for the third question. So have you ever been unfaithful and has someone ever cheated on you?
Yes.
To both?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes to both. I was gonna explain the first one.
Okay.
Yes, I was unfaithful. I was dating somebody and I was actually in a transitional space of trying to figure out if I was really into this person and just, you know, having fun.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I had my fun and clearly wasn't good at cleaning up the clues of the mess that I was making.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was confronted about it, and then I admitted to it, and then we kept going.
How long ago was it? Like, were you very young or?
No, this was like a few years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, my relationship back in 2016.
Okay. Oh, yeah. That was not that far away at all.
It don't mean nothing now.
Right.
So bad.
Oh, make sure you keep looking at your phone too, because like I told you, people comment in there. Hey, Rashad.
Got me multitasking. That's the question. Okay.
So far, Rashad's the only one who said something.
Yes, I have arrived.
Hey, Chris.
That's funny. What was next? Been cheated on. Yes, I have been cheated on, and that was a horrible experience. Because I found out by going through their Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Inspector Gadget, and that sounds like something very insecure. But in the process of thinking something was going on, my instincts told me something was wrong, and I couldn't determine what it is. So when I started thinking about it, I was like, I think naturally it was like, oh, you're being cheated on.
Mm-hmm.
But I had no proof.
Right.
And as the saying goes, when you go looking for some shit,
You will find
you will
it.
find some
Listen.
shit. So I found some shit. But before that, I talked to this older lady, and I was like, I think I'm being cheated on. She was like, well, then confront it. Like, be honest. Be
Yes.
upfront. I was honest and upfront. And this is the same person, actually.
Oh.
Right. Three times. Confronted, was direct. Just to be clear, like, because if you cheat, we can have that conversation and move forward.
Absolutely.
Because you were honest about it. My issue is that if you feel like you have to lie about it, that's when
Right.
you gotta go. Because if you're lying to me, like, why are we together?
Right.
So yeah.
Okay.
I go any further.
Listen, this is the healing space. You can always go further. First of all, welcome to everyone who's just entering. Hey, everybody. Hopefully you all are reading the description to see what it is we're going to be talking about. But right now we're talking about as far as if we've ever been cheated on and if we've been unfaithful ourselves.
Because you gotta be real with yourself.
You have to be real with yourself. So, yes, I've been unfaithful.
Okay.
The last time I was unfaithful would probably have been, I think it was when I was with this dude. I think I was maybe 18, I think.
Well, look, come on, bud.
And
that was a long time.
Well, I'll get into that. 'Cause I was gonna say, let somebody else tell it. I was unfaithful in my last relationship, but but they made up rules as we were going along. But when I was 18, it's a very unique situation because I was in a relationship with someone who was the sweetest guy in the world. And this is before I evolved mentally and understood, that when you have someone who treats you right, you do the same for them.
Okay.
Someone treating you with kindness and with love does not make them weak. They are actually the strong one. But at 18, I didn't realize that. At 18, it was all about the bad guy,
Yeah.
So I ended up sleeping with a guy twice. But here's the reason why it was a unique situation.
Okay.
Both times that I slept with him, I jumped up before we were able to get really far. Like when I say I
So you
slept
did
with
nothing?
him, I mean literally we were in bed naked, and I got up and called my boyfriend.
So that's to me. That's So it's my opinion, in cheating is there's levels to it.
Okay.
So if you're intimate with somebody,
No, I did cheat after that. I cheated again. Oh boy.
Chris, thank you. I already thank you.
What did Chris say?
Say you like my nose pierced.
Oh, okay. I cheated again when I was, oh Lord, another good guy. Okay. But this is the last time. This is the last time. I believe I was 22. No, I can be honest. I believe I was 22. And I was in a relationship with someone who was a really good guy, but he was insecure about his sexuality.
Okay.
So he wouldn't tell his father.
So did you know that before or after?
I knew it. I knew it during the relationship. So I found out about that. Mother knew. His mother knew. His mother loved me.
Okay.
But he didn't tell his father. And Lord knows if he is in here right now, he is about to hear this for the first time. I am so sorry if he's hearing this for the first time. But I ended up being unfaithful because the guy who ended up pursuing me, I was the first person who he ever slept with who was of the same sex. So
Okay.
he ended up meeting me at my job, and he was very smooth. He was very sweet. He was very kind, but he was very sure of himself. And that's what I was attracted to. My boyfriend at the time was not. And so I was attracted
to what you were missing.
Yes.
Okay.
I was very attracted to confidence. Now, mind you, he was someone who he wasn't out. He wasn't out at the time. But his confidence is what I was attracted to.
Okay.
Like, I think with my boyfriend, if he would have just been more confident, I would have been like, okay, so your dad doesn't know. I don't care. But his dad didn't know, and he was very insecure.
Okay.
So with me being where I was in my life.
A confident, insecure man.
You said that, I don't, no. These are two opposite guys.
Okay.
The boyfriend was insecure. The guy who was pursuing me wasn't. He was very confident.
Okay.
So I ended up, now mind you, the guy pursued me for a minute, and I think he liked that I wasn't giving in. So it made him pursue more.
Right.
And so, right. So I eventually gave in, and we slept around, and then I ended up breaking up with my boyfriend because it wasn't going to be a cycle of being unfaithful. But yes, so that was the last time. After that relationship, the guy who ended up taking me, we went on this whirlwind. And after the whirlwind, I felt like a shell of myself.
Okay.
And then that's when I changed and evolved into a place where there's no infidelity, better self-love. Like, that relationship was very pivotal in who I am now.
So you feel like people who cheat don't love themselves?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Blanket statements. What? No, I don't feel like people who cheat don't love themselves at all. But thank you for the transition. So the transition question is going to be, now that you brought that up, and I guess I'll take it first, and then it'll be you.
Okay.
Is what is it that led to you cheating in instances where you did? So for me, because I don't think it has anything to do with low self-worth.
Okay.
I believe that it's a lack of an ability to hold the necessary conversations. And I talk about that on the podcast. I talk on the podcast about how, well, wait a minute, because people are commenting a lot.
He would love to chime in.
Oh, Raven, you was cutting up. Rashad had a surprise face. Oya said, I would love to chime in on this. Well, that's the whole purpose, Oya. You're supposed to be commenting down there.
But what about when the good guys cheat?
What about when the good guys cheat?
Did you ever watch Sex and the City?
Well, first of all, I would consider myself to be a good guy, and I cheated. So
If
there you go.
you've ever watched Sex and the City, there's your answer. You ever watch Sex and the City?
Well, first of all, Sex and the City is my favorite show. So we'll start there.
So when Steve cheated on Miranda.
Oh, no. Have you ever watched Sex and the City, the movie? Let's be very specific.
Oh, you are absolutely right.
Thank you. I was like, no good guy ever cheated on the show. Like, what? Steve. Okay. But this is what I'm saying. Steve cheated for the exact reason of what I'm talking about.
Right.
A lot of times people are unfaithful because the person who's cheated on does not not communicate properly.
Right.
And I mean, no, and if we're being honest, it can be both parties. The one who does the cheating may not know how to voice the issues they're having in the relationship.
Right.
Or they could be with someone who's very much like Miranda, where it's like the slightest thing I say, I'm going to get shut down. So I don't know how to navigate this because I'm not going to leave you because I love you with all of my heart.
Right.
So I don't want to leave this, but you're unwilling to take your heel off of my neck for me to feel like
I need to go release.
Exactly.
More ways than one.
Yes.
So, okay.
And this isn't saying that either party is right. It's just the real, you know?
Right.
This is real.
Reality.
This is life. Exactly.
Right.
So it's like with the other person, what creates a space where, what did you just laugh?
No.
See, this is what I'm saying. The comments aren't coming out.
Rashad,
What did Rashad say?
He said loneliness, no communication.
There we go.
Apparently, you know Chris's whole situation, so he's not going to comment.
I know his what situation?
I cheated.
There are a lot of comments. I'm loving this.
I cheated to make my relationship better. Did you?
Cheated to make your relationship better.
Did it work?
That? I'm loving all of y'all for talking so much.
Said it.
Oh, Frankie? Is that Frankie who said that?
That is Frankie. Oh, that's
okay,
cute.
Frankie, let us know how you cheated to make your relationship better. Rashad said coming home after a long day and they treat you like a stranger in a public place makes it easy to go for a drive. Yeah. But and the thing is, there has to be conversations. And that's the problem. Tony said, Raven, that was the issue with my last relationship. Yeah, like
not talking. Communication
is so important. And I talk about it all the time. I cheated to feel less alone. Rashad, that's real. That's real. That's a very real feeling, you know? And that's the reason why I wanted to open up this conversation, because so often people look at somebody who's being unfaithful and they're like, you cheated, you're trash.
Right. But we're not looking to the details of what happened or how it happened.
Yes.
And that's why I think it's levels to it. It's
right.
not one way to cheat.
Yep.
You're not cheating because you feel some type of way, somebody to make you cheat. Yes, it's always a choice.
Yes.
But the choice is based off of the situation that you're in.
Come on.
And not knowing how to get out of it.
Come on.
So.
Come on. You know? Being unfaithful does not make you a bad guy, it makes you human.
Makes you human.
Listen.
Which I think cheating makes you human. So I don't think in a real world thought process, and clearly I'm a unicorn and alien in all shapes or forms, I don't think monogamy is real.
Listen, neither do I.
I don't think that's
neither
real.
do I.
I think we're placed into. I think over time, people felt like that was an extreme for them. They didn't know how to obtain that,
yes,
or weren't comfortable with it. So everyone was placed into a box of how to do it.
Yes,
i.e., marriage.
Yes.
So we stick with marriage because clearly the lions and the tigers and the bears, oh my, fucking up everything.
Yes,
and I think it's okay. We're human, so naturally we're fluid with our sexuality. Now, granted, we're placed in boxes every day, but cheating is a perfect example that it's so constricted or structured to make you think that it's wrong, when in actuality, if you had more freedom to be fluid with your sexuality with somebody else, you'd be calm.
Yeah. First of all, I wish you guys were on YouTube right now, because this will be great to be able to go back through their YouTube comments and read all of this stuff that's being said. You all are dropping some amazing shit down in this comment. Right? We can't keep up with everything y'all saying. I'm loving it. Thank you so much for interacting. This is what THS Live is supposed to be about. What did Frankie say? The fire died out. Oh, you went all the way up.
No, this is it.
She was at the bottom. Yeah.
Okay. The fire died out in the relationship after the honeymoon stage. Oh no, that made me nag because I was lonely. He would get irritated with my nagging. We argued. I found someone else to provide what he couldn't. Dates, passionate sex, cuddling, conversations that made me stop wanting it from my partner. I was satisfied, so I didn't argue. he was satisfied.
Mm.
But see, the argument, I don't like arguing. And there's different types of arguing. There's positive and constructive arguing, and then there's detrimental arguments. So when you're trying to communicate, some people don't like being asked questions. To me,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if I don't ask you a question, how can I get to know you?
Yeah.
How can we get further along
Yeah.
if we're only sitting in the fucking dark in the corner talking about, well, look, you go do what you do. If I go do what I do, baby, you won't be here. You won't be here.
Tony said, I would be the one talking about my issue. He tells me to communicate, but he gets angry when I express myself. That's real as well. That's very real, you know? And it's interesting what that looks like, because I've been in that situation as well, where I'm told that I should just express myself, say what it is that I feel, and then afterwards, but here's the thing. People have the right to get angry, you know? And I tell people all the time, be transparent with me.
Mm-hmm.
Be as cellophane as possible, but understand that once you are, I have a right to be mad. But here's the thing. After I'm mad, I'm supposed to come down from that. And we're supposed to have more communication.
But it doesn't work like that.
That's a setup for me to tell you, be honest with me. And then when you're honest, I'm pissed and that's it. No, I should have never asked you to be honest. The goal is ask you to be all of who you are. Once you are, I'm in my feels because, again, human. And then after I come down from my feels, let's talk about it.
But see, I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, when the details or the crevices come around, where when you get to a certain level, you know when somebody's upset,
Right.
you know when they're mad, pissed, whatever they're in their feelings,
Right.
and you should be able to not take it personally what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, when he says expressing his feelings and then the person getting angry,
Right.
if you're asking somebody to express how they feel about a situation or what's going on with them, you can't be angry at that. That means you feel overwhelmed by what's going on
Mm-hmm.
and don't know how to articulate what you're feeling. That's your issue.
Well,
I think that's their issue. I don't think that would be his issue.
Well, no. It's not the person's issue. No. Okay, in that instance, yes, it is you.
Yeah.
It's your decision to be angry at what it is that you're being told, you know? But the thing
Even
is...
if it's not about you?
Well, no, I thought we were agreeing. Wait.
No.
I thought you were saying it's your choice to be mad once they tell you what it is they're telling you.
No.
So wait, I'm lost.
Why would it, if you're expressing to me how you feel about something,
Right.
because I asked you to express that.
Yeah. Then once I'm expressing it to you, like you told me to be honest with you, it's your choice to be mad. Like you could look at the situation and you could be like, oh, okay, thank you for being honest. That could be what's most important to you. When you ask me to be honest, you could say, you know what? That is what meant most to me. Now that you're honest with me, I'm good. I can move on. Or when you tell somebody to be honest, they tell you and you're like, bitch, pop. Like, you know, it's two different ways to operate in that.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I told you we were on the same page.
Okay. I'm tired. That's it. I'm tired.
He's tired and I'm enjoying libation.
Clearly.
Yes, libation is the sponsor of THS Live.
Clearly.
If you guys are here in Atlanta, make sure that you support these brothers. If not, when you come to Atlanta, you need to make sure that you get yourself a drink.
Ooh.
This is alcoholic beverages with fresh fruit. These are peaches in here.
I have a question.
This is peach cider. It's made for the season. He makes drinks for the season. It's awesome.
Frankie, I have a question for you. You said the honeymoon phase stage died, but does that die because of the both of you, or did someone?
Oh, okay. You still reading?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
Or did I don't know why did the honeymoon phase die at all? I feel like that's something I've learned over time that with some long people who've been together for like 50, 100 years, all that jazz, they'd be like, you can't let that die. Now, how to sustain that's hard, I understand. But were you really did you really like this person?
So I
feel like that's not
I believe that I believe that it takes two parties to be able to let the honeymoon stage end. Because I don't know. One person could decide that it's over, but one person can fight for it at least, you know? Because oftentimes
fight
both
both
parties, no, you can't fight, but start. The thing is that certain people will see the honeymoon stage ending and they decide I'm going to meet you where you are. So both of us are going to be like, okay, whatever. But it's like at least attempt to keep it there and have, again, dialogue and communication.
Okay.
This is what we keep coming back to.
The
The overall bridge of this is communication.
Yeah.
And the problem is that most people don't do it. Most people don't know how to talk to one another.
I'm about to say, we'll see. Yeah.
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 And it's for
We're
myriad.
done for the night. That's a wrap.
And it's for a myriad of different reasons. But wait a minute, because I want to make sure everybody knows that they're being heard. Okay. So Tony said, we read Tony. Okay, Rashad said monogamy is trash. I've learned that I'm just not the one for that. 10 years of marriage taught me things I never thought I'd learn. A decade of marriage, kudos to you. I felt guilty about cheating, so I was nicer to my partner. He enjoyed me being nicer. Everyone was winning. That was Frankie.
Ooh, wait, pause.
Okay.
Frankie, I don't think you were winning because you felt guilty. How could you be winning if?
Good point.
How could you be
Good
winning?
point. Good point. You weren't in your happy space,
right?
Because you were feeling guilty the entire time. So how were you truly nice? Okay, Chris said, well, I got out of the situation of being alone because it was starting to wear on me. It felt like I was begging someone to be in a relationship with me, and it was draining. That is a lot of people, Chris. That's a lot of people. What? What happened? The replay, what? That's confusing. What? I'm so lost right now. Did it really end?
Mm-hmm.
Is it still going on your side?
It froze. Rico said it froze. Well, meet us at YouTube.
Hello? Right. Is YouTube still going? Yeah, YouTube's still going. What was that about? Hey, YouTube people. 1 second. THS Live. Part
Totally,
2.
I'm tired because I'm having like all the thoughts in my head. I'm listening and talking at the same time.
I don't even know how to tag everybody else. It was so many people. What is going on? Part 2.
Did it freeze or it just me? No, it froze. It froze.
Oh, that's what everybody said.
Yeah.
12.
I'm a career victim.
That's what I put in the what's the name for those of you who are on YouTube, which will only be the people who are watching this back. Forgive the fact that we're like going through this craziness right now.
Ooh.
What?
Sean is on it. He said, no matter what I did, it wasn't good enough. I craved attention. I was too passionate for my partner. My energy was too strong. I would not compromise my strength ever again.
That's real. That's real.
I've been through way too much.
I was about to say, read loud enough that the YouTube people can hear you. Did you say and then stop reading altogether?
So Rashad Houston said, no matter what I did, it wasn't good enough. I craved attention. I was too passionate for my partner. My energy was too strong. I will not compromise my strength ever again. I've been through way too much and I'm loving myself now. Come on, Jill Scott.
Listen, ain't nobody getting in the way of what you're feeling.
Hello. Look me in life like it's golden.
Hello?
I grew up in
Oh, child, this is a lot. This has never happened before. Like the universe has a funny sense of humor.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Okay. A part of me wants to just end the YouTube so people don't feel like they're sitting here forever. You can go ahead and skip forward, YouTube people. See when we get everything back to where it's supposed to be. Who else talked? It was Chris,
Tony,
Frankie. Okay, Tony.
Darrell Morgan. Jamal Tyler. Are you getting all these names?
Which Tony was it?
Tony Rebel.
Oh, I don't think we're friends. I think he was able to go on there because it was public. Yeah. Okay.
He'll come back.
Yeah.
Um,
So you said Chris, Frankie, Rico, Rashad. Who else?
Montez, yes, right.
Oh, he spoke.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Jay Walker.
Okay. Montez who?
Montez, yes, right.
Okay. He said Ernest Walker.
Yes. Jay Walker the third. You gotta rechange it.
Right? Yes, too.
Clarissa Hall.
Come on, for all these people who were talking.
Rico.
I put him in there already. What did he say?
He froze.
Oh, okay.
You put Darrell Morgan.
Oh no, let me go put him.
You put Frankie.
Yeah, she was like second person.
Oh yeah, Rob.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. Goya.
You gotta listen. Entertain YouTube. Listen, because this is around the time where people gonna stop watching the video. Who?
Tim.
Oh, Temujin. Okay.
Sorry about that beginning. Michael Hicks. That's all I got.
Okay.
He's actually so I can see.
Yeah. No, I didn't, but I will. Why's his name not coming out?
Sean Dunn.
Spell Michael right? It's M-I-C-H.
Michea.
Oh, okay. There we go.
You ready? Thank you, YouTube, for staying with us.
Right.
I know this has been a long hour for you guys.
So you said Temujin, Michael, you, and that was Was anybody after that? Okay. Sean. Oh yes, yes.
Okay. Now you know all the people that you need to go follow. They're pretty interesting people.
Okay.
Somebody told me to go live on my Facebook. My AEG.
Okay. So listen.
Can't do both.
So
we're back.
Listen.
We had to take a pee break.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
The glory of the Lord is with you all.
That was interesting. That was intriguing. So Sean, hopefully you saw the promotion. We couldn't find out how to put it on the wall back there. But everybody, libation.
404-654-0292.
Yes.
Get yours today or tomorrow.
Or tomorrow. Yes. You choose when you want to get lit.
You choose when you want to get lit. Tomorrow's Friday, so it might actually be tomorrow.
Indeed. Turn it all the way up. Welcome back, Oya.
This is me fixing my wig.
Okay, so there were a lot of comments that we missed out on, but it was in the last conversation, so we won't be able to see it now. Right. Oh, you said that's not true? Come on, you better make it happen. So yeah, you guys were talking, and we love it so much. I don't know how on earth we ended up getting disconnected, but because we were disconnected, now I'm sitting here thinking to myself that everyone who was on here before, like we had a packed house.
Yeah. And
I'm like, they probably won't be able to find it again.
But
we only tagged about like 4 people.
Well, we weren't sure that many people were going to show up.
Touche.
They'll be back.
Come on.
Positivity.
If you build it. I'm not dealing with you. I'm not dealing with you.
Is Rashad here? Yes. Okay, Mr. Houston.
Wait a minute. Wait. Because I'm going to fight Oya. Oya, there's been so much conversation happening. If you say one more time you have so much to say without actually saying it, we're going to fight. Like, people have been going off in this comment section. If you don't share your thoughts, damn it.
So I was reading, and this is for YouTubers. I know I'm reading again, but hold on. So Rashad, you said no matter what I did, it wasn't good enough. I craved attention. I wasn't too passionate I was too passionate for my partner. My energy was too strong. I will not compromise my strength ever again. I've been through way too much and I'm loving myself now. I respect that to the tenfold because I think we may have had similar experiences with people and we're not willing to take the back burner anymore. You sound like someone who loves hard and puts the person as a priority before yourself. And granted, that sounds selfless, but it can be very draining and exhausting. So again, I respect that. 'Cause that's where I'm at.
Okay, so Tony had said, I grew up in an argumentative household, and when he starts screaming, I shut down. But when I get really angry, the Scorpio comes out and he hits below the belt. So Tony, here's the reality, because you know we're both Scorpios. So I didn't grow up in an argumentative household, but I was very, very familiar with quick tempers and anger, you know. I'm always quick to make sure that I stress that I was very loved, very, very loved. I was told I was loved literally daily, but I was a very sensitive child, you know, and being around quick tempers and easy to anger was a lot for me. So being in a relationship with someone who is also quick tempered is a trigger because it immediately takes me back, you know. So Tony, I can understand where you're coming from, and it begins to make you shut down, you know. So when you make the comment, if that led you to being unfaithful, then I see what that looks like, because you're in a very interesting space where, once again, I love you, but you're literally triggering me and bringing up my childhood. Right. How do I operate in that? Right. I feel like I'm with my parent now, right. You know? So there's a loyalty that I have to you, but yet I'm not getting a certain type of compassion that I need.
Yeah, I wasn't getting before.
Exactly. Right. And I feel like I'm finding it in the arms of somebody else, but they're only giving me now. They're not giving me forever, you know?
Because that does not exist.
Hello? Hello? Okay.
So all the effective communication go. I feel like that's a statement,
right?
But effective communication, I think, looks differently in different situations because everyone takes communication on a different level.
Yeah.
So effectively communicating with Raven today was interesting because I had to reflect on myself.
Right.
I said, what did I say? I said, shit. I said some word, and I was like, ooh, I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to someone.
Yeah.
So I had to explain myself.
Yes, and I was like an Aquarius, actually self-reflected in the moment.
I'm amazing.
And took somebody else into consideration. So anyway, what was I about to say?
I don't know.
Quick promotion for us. Okay, so you can walk with us all over social media. That's THS Podcast on here. I think I'm going live from my page. Jesus, that's why so many people were in here. I wasn't going live from the Healing Spaces. I'm going live from my own page. That's not the way it's supposed to be. Yay, more people are entering. It's going back to what it was earlier. Hey, everybody. Okay, so if you didn't see the earlier video, make sure you go to my page and you check out the other video. The conversation has been off the hook. I think we got up to like maybe 16, 18 people who are all in here talking. Loved it. For whatever reason, the computer, Facebook messed up because YouTube has been going strong. Facebook messed up and everyone was taken out. So we started up a new thread of conversation. If you want to see the earlier conversation, go to my page after this is over and check it out. Or for the full thing uninterrupted, you can go to YouTube. And on YouTube, our page is Ravolution LLC. That's RAVOLUTION LLC. And you can watch the entire episode uninterrupted, even though you're going to go through like about 6 or 7 minutes of me having to restart it on Facebook.
I mean, you get a whole serenade, so you get
it. Sean said, I tried polygamy. That was hectic, to say the least. That's actually where we were cheated on. Wow.
That's interesting.
But that opens up an interesting area of conversation. and that is something else I talked about on the episode, which is another reason, another opportunity to promote this week's episode. Please go to all of the major areas where you can stream podcasts like Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, all that stuff, and listen to this week's episode, which is Should I Take Them Back? I talk about all that stuff. So one of the things that I want to talk about is creating your own rules. And I think we kind of began to tap on that before we were disconnected, which is you have to create your own rules in your relationship.
Right.
Especially if you're a part of the LGBTQ community.
Right.
Because we often are attempting to operate out of a heteronormative space.
And that doesn't exist for us.
It does not exist for us. Listen.
But I think a lot of people get confused because, especially gay black men, they feel like they have to follow the normacy of what it is to be in a relationship, but we're not normal.
Listen.
And black men are not.
I don't even like the word normal myself, but you know.
Hell, I like weird.
No, let me choke with my alcohol.
But I don't think anybody realizes that you are literally creating your own blueprint of how you want something to be. And that's what any situation you get into. Friendships, parents, love. Well, parents, that's different. That's a whole
but that's another episode.
Right. Lovers, like you have to make sure that you know where you stand. And I think Oprah always says, I work on the area of my truth. So wherever your truth lies. Mm-hmm. Now, sometimes I don't know if you should, because I think I'm still learning it, but I don't know if you should compromise your truth.
No.
Okay, see.
No.
But see, when I said that, well, what I mean is that when certain situations arise with somebody that you're in love with or you're dating, you're like, ooh, this is how I operate.
Yeah.
And they may take this wrongly. I have to switch that, change that.
Well, no. That's where we go back to the overall bridge of the episode, which I don't think we've said during part 2. Well, part 1 we said this, communication. So that's where we go and we stress, okay, so here's the deal. This is, what I'm about to inform you of is my truth. This is who I am. No one's saying that you have to operate in the exact same space, but it's very important for you to know that this is how
you have to acknowledge this.
Come on.
This is true. But I think Rashad said the same thing. He was like, the person that he was dating or trying to be with was not able to stand up or take on who he was as an individual.
Right.
That's real.
Yeah, but, and that brings us around to once again something else that we talked about on the episode. You got to listen to this episode. Like, it's one of the ones I'm most proud of recording because I'm literally touching on all the things you just said. Okay, so, damn it, I forgot what it was. What did you say?
Communication. So not being able to be with somebody who is, in essence.
Oh, there we go. Okay,
more
there we
than
go.
you.
Yes. So here's the deal. I talk about the fact that you have to be willing to be somebody's friend first. You have to be willing to be somebody's friend. And all of us, I know there's not one person who's in this chat right now who has not gotten into a relationship with somebody and completely said, fuck friends, and went straight for love. And to me, my personal opinion, that's not wise. I feel like you need to have some type of foundation of friendship before you begin to be romantic with somebody else. No one's saying it has to be a year, you know?
Right, but time.
But have some time under it. You going into it, y'all met on the first date, and literally 3 weeks later, y'all in a relationship. If it's 3 weeks.
Hold on. If it's a relationship.
Come on! Come on!
That's not a relationship.
Because, hello?
I don't think, honestly, I love that you brought that up. I don't think black men know how to date.
You about to, okay.
I don't think which then creates an issue for communication because we jump into this, oh, he cute.
Shut up, Sean.
We together. No, girl.
Listen.
No.
But that comes from a lack of self-worth. When you have a lack of self-worth, everything looks like love to you. All of it.
I need to run the camera.
But that's real. It's real. When you don't see you, you see you and everybody else. You're supposed to be finding love within.
First.
But you're afraid to start here. Because if you got to take out that shovel and start digging to find you, you're going to find some bones you don't want to see.
You'll be tired.
Listen.
Yeah, real tired.
So you make a decision. Instead of unearthing that, I'm going to go over to this. This is nice and fresh. This is real pretty. Hey, how you doing? You know, now understanding that what it is they have that's deep under the dirt is even worse than what it is that you got.
This is true.
You don't understand my pain, my trauma, and we're still not talking about it. What we're supposed to be doing is either taking out our shovels separately or at the very least taking them out at the same time, walking over to your grave. So let's talk about what's down here right here. So here are my bones.
That's cute.
Okay. But no, instead, you either put up a whole wall and y'all are unearthing separately.
Right.
And then, you're like, okay, well, he don't understand this. I got my shovel. I done dug up all this shit. How do you not see my pain? Because y'all not talking to me about it.
Right.
There's a whole wall up here right now.
Sean, I
Don't do that.
That's-
I dated someone I met a month prior and had a great relationship for years.
But that's the unique twist of it all. Y'all could have been whole people. Y'all could have had great communication levels. Y'all could have been very transparent and vulnerable with each other in order to get a year later. I will say this, y'all not together now.
Oh!
So that's that. So back to what you said.
I was thinking, but y'all not together now, but I was like, he is the whole sponsor of the show.
That's the truth. You're not together now.
I was like, he's the whole sponsor of this show, so I need to shut my mouth.
Wait, see, but Sean can handle that.
He can.
Sean can handle that.
Scorpios handle that stuff very well. I can't stand Rashad.
See, yeah.
But I don't know what I was about to say.
No, I was going back to what you were saying. So, yes, everybody's supposed to do their own work.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to go to everybody else's side, opposite side, look at the work,
Yes.
not take on the work.
Come on!
You can't take on the work because if I take
Look
on
at
your
the work. Don't take on the work.
if I take on your work and I'm doing my work, you gonna be free,
Hello?
and I'm gonna be drained.
And I'm going to be drained.
I'm gonna be in the ditch.
I'm
Done. Bury me. Give me my own shovel to bury my own dirt. With your
hello?
dirt. I ain't got time.
With all the bones of my past. Listen.
Hello, and your past.
Hello and yours.
But see, I think we talked about this in the podcast before.
Mhm.
Like, I think a lot of people don't understand. Like, you have to do your own work.
You have to.
And I think that evolution of
Yes.
ourselves
Mhm.
individually, as you learn that you have to deal with your own shit,
Yes.
as you get older, you realize I don't have to deal with your shit
I don't.
because you don't even want to deal with your shit.
Hello?
So how am I supposed
So
to?
how am I supposed to? Listen, I'm still working on getting myself to whole
Hello? Because that's an everyday process.
every day.
Look, because if you take a break, you might fall and slip.
Hello?
And I'm not.
I've already started digging now. Listen, it's real easy to fall in.
It is.
It's real easy.
Ooh.
But this is the reason why you cannot get into a relationship operating out of the space of I'm 50%, you're supposed to be the other 50. Come on.
Mm-mm.
No, because you are still working on being whole. So how am I asking you to contribute to making me whole when you're working on it too?
You can't pour into me.
Hello?
Because look, I don't need your pour.
I don't need your pour.
Let me overflow. Then you can do what you want to do. Because look, I don't need that.
But people are afraid. People are afraid of being like, you know what? This is my journey. You know, people believe, okay, when I get into a relationship, you're supposed to come along and be a part, a part of who I am. Here's the thing. I work on being whole.
Okay.
You are part of who I am.
Right.
You are entering the relationship with me to be an added addition, not to be a part of what it. You're not me.
To help.
You know, you're assisting.
To help.
You know, you're not supposed to be the person who's like, you know what? I got all the problems solved for you.
Right.
I'm gonna do this for you. I got all the questions. I'm gonna love you to the point where you're whole.
Ooh.
No, you're supposed to understand either it's a journey for me, or I came into this hole already.
I'm being triggered.
You bet you're being triggered. That's real. That's real.
That's real. No, only I say it because that's very truthful.
Mm-hmm.
That's a reality.
Yeah.
By nature, I'm a fixer.
Mm-hmm.
So if I start dating you, I'm going to try to help you get to where you want to go.
Yeah.
But I've also learned the balance of that is knowing when not to help.
Yeah.
Because if you don't want to do it, I can't do it.
I can't do
I
it.
can't do it for you.
Listen, it can't work if both people don't work. Talk about it, Rissa. Absolutely. Chris said share that. Chris, I don't know exactly what it is you meant, but yes. Yeah. And Sean, earlier you asked my feeling my drink. I am now. Yes.
He's tapped in.
The last time I had food on my stomach was probably like around 12 o'clock this afternoon. So libation is speaking to
He's
me.
halfway done, ladies.
So I'm gonna have to have dinner after I finish. And I'm not supposed to be eating after 8 o'clock. Damn it. Anyway.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart, because I'm gonna eat. I will. But no,
Okay.
I like that. I like that. I think, but see, I love that it keeps going back to the main piece.
Yeah.
Communication.
Communication. And the question becomes, don't keep in mind, anyone who's close to me knows that balance and communication are probably two of my favorite words. I'm going to have to do an episode on both of those in 2019, especially communication.
Yeah.
Because, and I said this on this last episode, men are horrible with communication. And we need to begin to get to the root of the reason why that is.
I don't know if I completely agree with that.
Okay, that's real.
Only because I think some men are horrible at communication because they feel like if they say nothing, it gets done or it's taken care of. Then I think there's men who over communicate,
Right.
and then they get taken advantage of because now they're being direct or being upfront about who they are, what they want, and all that jazz, and nobody knows how to handle that.
Right.
So,
I would be the latter. I am an over communicator, admittedly. And I find that I constantly run into people who give me BS about they don't want to hurt my feelings. But this is the reason why I say it's BS. I say it's BS because I've informed you, and now mind you, this is romantic and friendship, romantic and platonic, where I inform you that I'm good, hurt my feelings.
please.
Because my thing is that after you hurt my feelings, you can always apologize later.
Right.
Go ahead. Because at least I know you got out what it is you needed to get out.
You got out the truth.
And that's the reason why I know it's a cop-out. It's a cop-out because if I've told you 5 times to hurt my feelings, and you're still lying to me and telling me it's for me, it's for you. I call bullshit on not liking confrontation.
Oh, look, well, we already had the conversation earlier about the line that I was on.
Listen.
I agree with you.
Yes.
Tell me up front what it is. I can handle it better than that because if you tell me later.
Come on.
That's your ass. Because I can't do nothing with that.
And later looks different to everybody, clearly. So, these comments. Okay.
That's a signal. Oh man, I'm bad. Yeah, that's what I said. Sean, shut up. That's for you. No, it's not. Well, it's for you. Yes, you are. Yes, you're right.
Did he just hit it with the not all men? Okay. It's for hashtag. It's for you.
Agreed.
Okay,
but no.
So,
but everything. Most times that people are trying to communicate, it's for themselves.
So, Sean, this is what I will say. It is a blanket statement that I shouldn't make because I have not met all men. You know, I'm feeling my libation. It is a blanket statement to say that all men are bad with communication. That's not true. However, this is a big however. I have met very few men who are good with communication. And I mean, it can literally go from the most minute thing to something grand. Horrible. And it's really simple stuff. But the thing is, and it's amazing that we've gone for over an hour, I believe. And I haven't said this yet, so good for me. But I'm going to say it now. I'm going to get t-shirts that say this. You should not operate out of a me space. You should operate out of a we space.
Ooh, we can't say that.
We are not me-based people. We are we-based people. But people are scared of operating out of we. And that's the reason why relationships crumble. Because you enter into relationships asking, what can I get out of this? Not can we get out of this?
But but that goes back to building up the blueprint of how you want it to be.
Yes.
Because if you if you don't have your values, your thought process on how you want or what you want your relationship to look like,
Mm-hmm.
and be able to articulate that with someone else,
Yes.
it can never happen.
Yeah.
So then we end up back to that space of, well, shit, we just here.
Right.
And nobody,
Yeah, ain't nobody.
nobody wants that.
Sean said, I'm confrontational as fuck, Scorpio. I've learned to just shut down and avoid the conflict before something ends up broken. Okay, I don't know.
I don't agree with that.
I don't know if I'm single because I don't shut down. Like, I'm gonna keep confronting your ass and you're just gonna be mad at me. I've been called an asshole so much I don't even know what to say. Rashad said,
I'm angry.
You said what you said. Chris said, I love the howevers. Sean said, only after things calm down am I able to communicate well enough to process and solve whatever's going on. Rissa said whatever, what Rashad said. Whatever Rashad said, what Rashad said. So,
wait, can we go back to I'm confrontational? I'm confrontational as fuck too. I don't have a problem with voicing my opinion and how I feel, and I'm able to express it. What I do is, if I see that your reaction to me being that direct changes your body language and who you are, how you feel about the situation, I'll stop. That's not me shutting down. That's me understanding the situation and knowing that you can't handle it.
Yeah.
I'll stop. Yeah. Because I can handle me feeling some type of way and dealing with my own shit.
Yeah.
I can't deal with you not being able to express how you feel about the situation that just happened based off of the conversation we had together. And now you're in your feelings, but you say I'm good. But saying I'm good does not mean you're good. To me, that means you're not, and you don't know how to articulate.
Wait a minute. I don't know if Clarissa said this earlier and I'm just saying it. I'm just seeing it. But she said you were supposed to be an asset, not a burden to my happiness. Come on. You're supposed to be an asset, not a burden to my happiness. Speak a whole word. Speak a whole word.
Nobody knows how to do that. No one knows how to do that. Everyone doesn't know how to do that.
Come on.
I'm not doing no blankets today. Sean not gonna curse me out. Shit.
Right. Sean said libations does not agree.
Hello. We'll take it back. Sponsorship. Not tonight.
So what I've learned, and this came with evolution, this came with age, this came with wisdom, is understanding what it is that I will and won't put up with. Because we find ourselves in situations where it's like, okay, you can change. So I'm gonna go ahead and stay with this, which is true for some people. But in your gut, the problem is that there are a lot of people who don't follow their solar plexus chakra. And that thing is like, okay, I feel you grumbling. I'm gonna go ahead and pay it. I'm gonna keep it moving because you're gonna change. You're gonna change.
Potential.
Hello?
Will get you in trouble.
Potential will get you in
trouble. Hello? Both of y'all.
Both. Listen.
Somebody gonna get hurt and somebody gonna be tired.
But what I can say is that at 39 years old, I'm real short with it. Like, I will see you real quick fast. And I have no problem being like, we good. Like, we can either still be friends or I don't gotta know you at all. Those are your two options. Ain't gonna be no dating, ain't gonna be no relationship. And I'm and I understand that people say they think that I've been told that I'm cold. It's not that I'm cold, it's just that I've been through enough experiences. What I've learned is that people like to say that people who are older are bitter and are jaded. That's not the case at all. When you know better, you do better. Hello? No, I can't stand you.
It's true. Like, you don't do the same shit that you did before because you were like, well, shit, that nigga burned me. I'm not burning myself.
Hello?
So let me leave.
Or
burn down the house and you can stay in the house.
You can stay.
Go ahead, because I'm not doing it. But no. But see, that's why I like older people.
Yes.
I think older people are very blunt.
We are.
Honest and upfront about their shit.
And
everybody can't handle that.
Cannot.
And I was raised around older people. So, like, when people are like, well, you so cold, you so mean. No, Charlie. No, Susan. No. What it is I don't have time for the bullshit. so I can put my shit on the table, so you can put your shit on the table, so we can sort through this shit and see if it matches. If it don't match, throw the puzzle away.
All of it. The whole puzzle.
The whole fucking puzzle. Because I ain't got time.
Okay, so those are all small comments. Okay, so Frankie said, I've noticed that in relationships, one person likes to confront things immediately. Usually the women I know, and the other person, usually the men I know, need to take time to calm down before the confrontation. That by itself makes things more difficult. I always tell couples to make an appointment with each other to confront the issue. So in same gender relationships, I've seen it happen that way. Like, and I know me personally. Literally in my last relationship, I was the one who was okay with immediately going into whatever the issue was. So I guess I would be the woman in that situation. The woman. And he needed to be able to take time. And he would get angry when I wanted to confront immediately. And he would be like, no, I need time because if not, I'm going to blow up. So my thing would be like, why is it that during the course of this relationship, you haven't been able to train yourself to be able to be in the moment? Right. You're just satisfied with, I need to always have to take time. In the beginning, I could understand that. Because in the beginning, I needed immediate. But as time went on, I learned you. And I understand that you need time. Why is it you couldn't do the same? You were in the relationship, you needed time. You couldn't learn, okay, well, sometimes communication.
That's it. But see, I've learned that that's just like if we get into an argument and we're going somewhere, I can say, let's put a pin in this and come back to it. But you may say, no. Right. Well, no, this ain't the time and the place, baby. Right. We can do this later. Yes. We're not over the situation because clearly I want to curse you the fuck out. Clearly. But right now, we're going to pretend like we happy-go-lucky and we married with children and we're going to go inside this bitch and be good. But that goes to another C word. So we've been talking about the bridge of communication the whole time. Right. There's another C word. What's this? And that is, you better sit back. Compromise. Listen. Because compromise is real. But see, and there's a possibility that people might be more afraid of compromise than they are communication. Because people feel like when they compromise, they lose. Listen. I'm sipping my libation. People feel like when they compromise with you, they're losing. They feel like they're conceding and then they're the loser. That's not the case at all. Both parties win when you compromise. That's real. Yes. Because you feel like you're giving in more and all of that. Yeah. That's true. Listen, we're going to come back to so communication, compromise, concern. What if you get hurt, tired? Speak on that. Okay, so if you get hurt and if you're tired of being hurt, then you have to make a decision of if you're willing to leave or not. Because what it looks like is, what is it that you're benefiting from this relationship that you can't have on your own? So I was going to say hurt, what's the context of hurt? Because you could have been hurt and now you're projecting the hurt onto the situation. This is very true, because the thing you're asking yourself, what is it that if you're hurt, are you communicating to find out how they're hurting? Because you're focusing on your hurt the whole time, but are you saying, okay, I'm being hurt by you. What is it that's going on in your life right now that's hurting you, that's leading you to hurt me? Or are you immediately saying, I'm hurt, because I'm hurt, I need to figure out situations, blah, 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 blah. But are you communicating with your partner? Are you having these conversations to figure out why you're being hurt by them? So what happens when you're not being hurt by them? Are you the one hurting, or are you just not satisfied? There's no hurt going on. Are you just not satisfied? So projection-wise. So that sounds like, I think that was a projection thing. Okay. So somebody hurting them because they're hurt. That's projection. That's what I felt. Okay. Well, what if you're not being hurt? What if you don't take it personal? What if you just, I wouldn't say just there, but that sounds really, really bad. But that's real. It is. That's very real. What if you're just acknowledging the hurt because you know what's going on? You're trying to find all the words. So wait, so what if you're acknowledging the hurt? What do you mean? I wish somebody could give me an example. Somebody messing with my brain. So.
Right. Are there any Aquarius in the room? Like, can you help him to figure this out?
Shit, fuck that. It's coming.
Okay.
So let's say, let's go with work because that's easy to talk about it. So you don't like where you work, you don't like the environment. So every time you leave work, you're drained, you're upset, you're upset. So you project that onto, this is simple.
Yeah.
So if I'm not hurt, you feel some type of way because I'm not reacting to your hurt.
Right.
So then what?
Okay, so first of all, you should be reacting because you're in a relationship. So no one's asking you to be in a place of pain, but you do need to learn empathy. And that's another thing that people have a problem with. And for that, for some people, that's learned. You don't immediately have it. And that is an air sign and a fire sign thing. Air signs and fire signs are the biggest on empathy, Not across the board, but a good majority of you are not the best when it comes to empathy.
I agree with that.
You're more logic-based,
I definitely agree with that.
Yes. So it's like if they're coming at you like I had a really hard day at work, you're like, okay, well, let's go bowling. That's what we planned tonight.
Look, but no, what I do, and maybe from my evolution thing, I've learned that, so what can we do to make it better?
Yes.
How can we switch that?
Yes.
What can you do when you go back to work to not make sure you feel like you're taking all this on? I'm amazing.
I can't deal.
But I'm just saying that is an example because people don't. Empathy is real, and yes, you should have a reaction. But sometimes you be tired. So being reaction is not what you're gonna get. Baby.
But then that goes back to communication. I'm sorry that you came home and you're feeling some kind of way right now. I'm really tired because I had a really long day as well. I'm going to go and I'm going to chill, but I'm going to come back to it. As you said earlier, put a pin in it. I know you're feeling some kind of way right now. Maybe you can hit up one of your friends. Vent to them for a little while. I'm here for you. Know that. But I had a long day as well.
Outlets. But what if you don't have outlets?
No. You always have an outlet. Because first of all, you have something called a book that you can go buy.
And that you can write into.
That you can write in there. Hello? That's first.
So wait, I'm sorry, pause. So if you don't have one, I think everyone should go get a journal. I think everyone needs a journal.
Everyone needs a journal.
And I was talking to a friend who's a photographer, and he was like, well, I feel I'm forced to write in it every day. It's not an everyday thing. You don't need to talk to your friends every day. You do need to shit and take a shower every day. But you don't go to work every day. So I think a journal is a perfect place to place your thoughts, your feelings, your ideas into it, and you can do it any way you want. And find something like from Target that speaks to you. Yeah. Because it'll make you want to go to it every time you see it.
And if you're someone who doesn't like writing, you can also do an audio journal. That's a real thing too. And you can talk in there instead of feeling like you need to write. Because some people don't feel like writing.
I'm joking. That means you lazy.
You shut your face. So Clarissa said, I'm old enough to know what I will and won't tolerate. Amen. Chris said, people call me mean all the time. And I'm just like, I don't have time. Cancers are mean. So that's just a fact. Okay.
No, you can't sound
Sean replied to Christian and said, agreed. Scorpios are mean too. So Christian said, the situation's been over for 6 months. Just was curious. Clarissa said, Christian, give yourself time to heal. Work on just loving you and mending your hurt so that your hurt is not transferred. So, for the record, Clarissa did what I love that happens when we have I want to say inbox. What is it called?
Comments?
A comment section that interacts with each other. I blame it on libation. But some of the best comment sections we've had are when people interact with each other. And what I love about it is that it speaks to the healing space. If you didn't know, the healing space used to be a live event.
No, you told me. Yeah, the whole I told you should start that here.
Yeah, and when there's a live event, the audience would do that. They'd interact with each other. And to me, that's when the most healing happens, is when they talk to each other in that space.
Because now you have a connection between somebody else that you didn't even know.
Yes.
And it speaks to you in a different way that a host person that you did know.
Come on.
That's why I said that you should.
Yes. Shut your ass up. Anyway, so shout out to Clarissa. Thank you, Clarissa. That's exactly how it's supposed to go. Chris said, after 2 years, I realized that we can just be friends because he's not relationship material, and it's okay. He wasn't quite ready for a relationship, and I was just more into it than he was. What it is, I'll say to that, Chris. I feel everything you're saying. However, you say he's not relationship material. He's not relationship material for you. The two of you weren't compatible. That doesn't mean he's not compatible with someone else. And we have to be very clear on that. Because I've been guilty of saying that myself, you know. And what we have to realize is that you all existed in a chapter together. His next chapter could be with somebody else. He could be totally happy.
They could get married, have a kid.
Listen.
And that was only 2 weeks after you.
Hello?
Well, you see, Sean, he met somebody in a month and they were together. Well, they're not together now. But they were together.
I can't say
I love Sean.
I'm sorry, Sean. We
Sean.
love you.
I
We
love
love you, Sean.
I do. Honestly, truly.
Okay. So Rashawn said, I don't want to transfer my pain. That's why my last relationship failed. I brought the pain of my marriage into that space. It was doomed. And this is the reason why it's important. Okay. So I'm going to speak from my point of view, my past, what it is that I do. This is just for me. I'm not saying it's for anybody else, but this is my truth. My last relationship ended in 2000.
It was not shade.
Ended in 2015.
Okay.
That was my last relationship. When I end relationships, and I hope that I can speak to somebody right now. Hopefully you guys hear me and you're able to be like, okay, I feel that. When I get out of a relationship, I need to be able to work on me.
When you
I just got
you need
finished.
the time to yourself.
Yes.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if anybody feels this when I say it. I don't know if you'll feel this. But when I'm in a relationship, I give a lot of myself.
Yeah.
So once the relationship is over, and this is my word,
You have to reach.
I need to get myself back. Because I gave me to you. So now that I've given me to you, I need to take me back. And that's not something that happens overnight. Because I spent, in some instances, years giving myself to you. So it's not going to be tomorrow where I get all of me back. That's a journey.
Okay.
And the journey looks like me taking time to spend time with me. That's not saying I can't be sexual with other people or anything. But why am I getting to another relationship when it's so fresh that if I get in a relationship with somebody 3 weeks later, I still see you. The slightest thing you do will trigger me, and I won't see my mother. Like I talk about, you see your parents? That's not even who I see now. I still see you. And someone want to speak on real quick. A dangerous ass thing that we do is mention our exes in our current relationship. Cut that shit out.
Wait, mention it how? Because and I say
When that you don't like, telling them that my ex used to do that. Why? Shut that shit out.
That's comparisons.
That's comparison. It's different if you guys are having a conversation and during the midst of a healthy conversation, you reflect back on your past. That's something totally different than if the person you're currently with does something, immediately compare it to a person you were with before. That's wrong because you're blocking them in a space that they can't get out of. They don't have any power.
And that will cause them to cheat. Full circle.
Listen,
Don't put somebody in the box who doesn't deserve to be in that box.
don't be like Jamie, blame it on the liquor. What happens when you love them, but you just get tired of those talks all the time? Leave them.
Hold on. Sean, there's more to that. So, yes, leave them after you've had the communication of explaining that you are tired of having the same conversation over and over again. Because if it's the same one, clearly someone's not getting it.
Right.
And if somebody's not getting it, that means y'all not going to get it together.
Hello?
I mean, well,
I don't really want to stay. I don't really
but
want to
you
go.
got to go.
But you really need to know,
You ain't gotta
can
say
we get it together? Okay, Chris said, I was tired of the talks. I felt like I was begging him. I woke up and I was like, I deserve more than this because it was physically and mentally draining. So here's the deal. And this comes along.
Like opposites.
Listen, but I've been there. I've literally been in the situation Chris was in. And this comes with time. This comes with wisdom. It's not necessarily age. It comes more so with experience. What it is you've been through.
Right.
That ain't happening with me no more because I'm real fast on it. I believe in learning something from every relationship you're in. And if there's a gem that I want to leave with you all, it's several things. But this
particular gem,
yes,
this diamond,
this diamond.
Tiffany.
Make sure that you are learning something from every relationship. Because if you're not learning, you will literally do the same thing 4 times over in 4 different relationships and still be asking, why is it happening?
And then think it's happening.
And just you. It's you. Damn it. Whew, child. Okay. Sean said, I can see how that could be an issue, but I'm truly intrigued with who and where you came from. I don't know what that was in regard to. Okay. Then Chris said,
wait, Sean, can you elaborate?
Okay, Chris said, that's true. I still see him, these new people that come around, but I never say, oh, my ex this and my ex that. Good, because that's not healthy. Sean said, exactly, Raven. There's nothing wrong with sharing the knowledge gained from previous relationships. Right.
That's
exactly.
different.
Exactly.
Comparisons are the destruction of relationships.
Yes,
because
listen.
that means you're comparing me to what that person did to you.
Yeah.
Or who they were. You're not allowing me to be me.
You're not allowed.
Which could.
Hello? You end up finding yourself being cheated on yet again because this person doesn't want to leave you, but they don't know how to operate in the fact that you won't let them be them.
Right.
You know? We come back around to communication.
You won't allow me.
You want to
allow me to be me.
Hello?
Because you got rose-colored glasses.
So, once again, our sponsor for this episode, Libation.
Get yours today or tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. And get your drink on. I believe in Sean, so I believe he's going to get to a point where he knows how to get libations to you in other states. I don't know what that's going to look like or how.
I mean, cheesecake they do with juniors.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know Juniors does that.
Hell yeah. They send you a whole case. They send this with dry ice.
Oh, dry ice. Okay. Ooh. Sean, listen. We're going to make that happen. Okay. Because libations is phenomenal. I really like to put something in my stomach. The funny thing is that there was a period about 15 minutes ago where I felt like I was sloshed. Like I was done. Like I was like, Kennedy is about to have to host this by himself because I'm about to literally fall over.
Did anybody see that?
But now I'm good.
You sure?
I mean, I'm tipsy, but I'm good. No, about 15 minutes ago I was drunk. Like full on drunk. But
so how did that change? So
I don't know. The alcohol went someplace. It's a lot of thick areas around here. So
I don't think that's how that works. So.
Right. That's how it works.
Not in 15 minutes.
It just sucks up into an area. But anyway, so
I don't think that's how that works.
Make sure you guys are walking with us on social media. Because I'm stopping this now because this conversation could honestly keep going on. This is one of my favorite lives we've had. Yeah, definitely.
Besides the one with all the guys.
Yes, it was so many of us. That was a good episode.
That was a healing space.
That was a true healing space. Listen. So, if they want to walk with you on social media, where do they walk with you?
Oh my gosh, you can walk with me everywhere. IG, of course. Twitter. Tumblr's canceled, so that doesn't matter. Facebook. So you can find me at I Am Kennedy. So IAMCANADE. And on Facebook, it's actually backwards. So it's CANADENRON. I just switch it back up because my name is Ron too.
If you want to walk with us on social media, that is thspodcast.com. Shut up. That is thspodcast.com. On Twitter, that's _THS podcast. Here on Facebook, because I realized I didn't go live from the page. So you can go
after the libation.
You can go to the Healing Space podcast on here or type in THS podcast to find it on Facebook, as well as THS podcast on Instagram. This week we had 2 episodes. Monday's episode was about the TLC, Tables, Ladders, and Chairs WWE pay-per-view. So for all of you who like wrestling, go listen to that from Monday. On Tuesday, we have Should You Take Them Back, which is around everything we talked about tonight. Then on Wednesday, I was honored to be a guest on the Outline podcast, hosted by my dear friend Kevin Duane, and we talk about body positivity. So check that out. I think, it was a really good episode. I think you guys will enjoy that. This is the next to last. Well, this is the last CHS Live for the year, but this week was the next to last episode. Next week is going to be all about the Year of the Phoenix, which if any of you have been walking with me all year long, you know what the Year of the Phoenix is about. I'll also be educating everybody on the meaning of Kwanzaa and what Kwanzaa is about. Kwanzaa.
Keisha and Kwanzaa. I'm a fool, so just be clear. I'm a fool. And I'm tired. So
Anyway, I'm a fool-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, as I said earlier, if you guys want to be able to see the entire episode uninterrupted, head over to YouTube. That's youtube.com/Rayvolution LLC. RAVOLUTION LLC. Rayvolution. It's just an A instead of an E. That's the best way to find it. Put an A where the E should be, and you got us. Rayvolution LLC. You can watch the whole episode. And enjoy it because Facebook decided to show off and gave us 2.
Hello.
2
parts.
THSpodcast.com. Sean is so silly.
Cast.
Thank you so much to our sponsor, Libation. Sean, we love you. He has been a sponsor for us for months now. As we close out 2018, I cannot wait to see where this partnership continues to go. Make sure that you're adding Libation all over social media. Even if you aren't in Atlanta, it's just great to be able to see all of us enjoying Libation. And when you come here to visit, you can always hit him up. He's very accessible because he will find you where you are unless you're outside the perimeter. You got to pay a fee. But you can still get your Libation even with that fee. So
or he will soon have a delivery service. So hold on to that.
Come the hell on.
You got to speak into this.
Speak.
And
with his dry eyes.
I'll take 10%.
I'll
take 5. Look, a coin is a coin.
Oh, I forgot to mention me. Okay. You can walk with me all over social media at Scorpiogi. I am a yoga instructor.
For sure.
And I've also added life coaching. I now have
you can't focus.
I now have stretch therapy. If you go to the Instagram page, for my Instagram page, you'll see my stretch therapy. I also do fitness.
Okay.
So I'll work you out. Don't take that the wrong way. And so all across the board, I'm all about healing. I'm starting to false advertising. I'm feeling the drink again, so that's where we're gonna go. So we're gonna go. We love you so much. Make sure you check out this episode all over every podcast. Okay, that doesn't make sense. The alcohol's really coming in. So we're going to go now. Make sure you go to YouTube to see the whole episode. We love you. Thank you to all of you misfits who contributed to the conversation. You all are phenomenal. This was easily one of the best conversations we've had on THS Podcast. Join us again in 2019 as we continue the conversation and find new ways to make THS Podcast look more professional. Because this is real cute, but I need the things to look, a backdrop, all that good shit. So,
I would say share to everyone.
Yes.
Especially if you enjoyed yourself and you made a comment, please share it.
Please share it.
Get the message out because the more we conversate, it's a real word now apparently. The more we converse, shut the fuck up. The more we can change the outcome. I know that was real deep. That was real fake. Just share the shit. Okay, bye.
I'm gonna go because he didn't got me with too many things, and I have one last comment. We love you all so much. We will see you as far as the live goes in 2019. Until next time.
Sean is stupid.
Oh, and keep the conversation going because even though the live's ending, you can still comment in the comment section. All right, we love you. Namaste. What's going on with your throat just now?
Oh, that was,
Why isn't it anything? Okay, so we're gone, YouTube. We love you all so much. Oh, Sean was over here too. Come on, Sean. You better be here. All right, YouTube people. We love you. See you next year. Namaste.
You know they said it twice because it was on here.
Child, just end.
I'm gonna go to my.
You shouldn't.
Look.